Doyle Redmond, who pronounces himself a somewhat educated hillbilly who keeps his diction stunted down out of crippling allegiance to his roots. When you're from the Appalachians, as I am, or from the Ozarks, as Daniel Woodrell is, hillbilly is a loaded term, a word that you want to deploy only with considerable care. Some folks can say the word and the sneer in their voices makes you want to stave in their heads. Other folks can say it. Hell, they can call you hillbilly to your face, and you just want to give them a big hug. Daniel Woodrell is, happily, one of this latter kind. He gets, from the inside, the bifurcated and intoxicating nature of the American hillbilly, and every word that he writes demonstrates that powerful sympathy. He gets the hillbilly's fanatical, almost pagan connection to the land out of which he scratches his desperately hard living. He gets that the hillbilly knows and loves, in fact all but worships, the land, not just in its present state, but as it has been in the deep, distant past. That past is more real to a true hillbilly than any present, no matter how thrilling or dangerous could ever be. Says our narrator Doyle, with the precision of a geologist, or perhaps a scholar of the biblical deluge, our region, the Ozarks, was all carved by water. When the Ice Age shifted, the world was nothing but a flood. The runoff through the ages since had slashed valleys and ravines and dark hollows through the mountains. For Doyle, as for Woodrell, the hillbillies and the hills from which their moniker derives are one and the same. These mountains are among the oldest on the planet, worn down now to nubby, stubborn knobs. Ozark mountains seem to hunker instead of to tower, and they are plenty rugged, but without much of the majestic left in them. What the people of this region, and of this novel, lack in apparent splendor, they more than make up for in obstinacy and tenacity, qualities which possess a grandeur all their own. Their breed is old in the way that the land is old, and like the land, they will persevere against all adversity, hunkering down lower, perhaps, and weathering harder, but never giving in. This obsession with a past beyond all human recollection powerfully reminds one of the passage near the beginning of Breece D.J. Pancake's classic story, Trilobites, the very name bespeaks unthinkable antiquity, in which the protagonist looks around at the land that he adores, and that breaks his heart. I look at Company Hill again, all sort of worn down and round. A long time ago it was real craggy and stood like an island in the Tees River. It took over 1,000,000 years to make that smooth little hill, and I've looked all over it for trilobites. I think how it has always been there and always will be, at least for as long as it matters. Pancake is the patron saint of modern hillbilly fiction, and the connection between his work and Woodrell's speaks of the serious literary purpose and cultural intelligence that underlies the joyous pandemonium of Give Us a Kiss. All of this palaver about history and purpose perhaps makes the book sound literary, in the unfortunate sense of that word, and tedious, when, of course, nothing could be further from the truth. Give Us a Kiss is beautifully composed, yes, but it's also a flat-out hoot, and it screams along, with its dope-growing and gun-slinging and goomer magic, along with a healthy dollop of scalding sex with gorgeous hillbilly girls, at a thriller pace. It's also not infrequently laugh-out-loud hilarious, and the humor fittingly sits cheek by jowl with some of the most persuasive violence this side of Truman Capote. Then I sighted in on the dolly and emptied the lady stinger into his back, little plumes of blood splashing up in the kind of little splashes pennies make when tossed into a wishing well. There's your mercy, girl. Chilling stuff. It's a demanding balancing act, and Woodrell executes it flawlessly. The great and terrible Hunter Chili Bean, now long in his grave, would instantly have recognized everybody in Give Us a Kiss, from the once prosperous Redmonds and their sizzling hot girlfriends to the near simian dollies, and he'd have loved every last one of these crazy bastards. He'd have cheered them all on as they pursued their interlinked destinies, the good ones and the bad ones, and how exactly to tell the difference, alike. I feel the same way. So, I strongly suspect, will you. Pinckney Benedict. 1. 3 finger jerks. I had a family errand to run, that's all.